Let's go. It's your back, they keep passing. It they bring out the best thing. I they feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I they feel you die.
What's happening, people? We got a new episode of Awesome Entertainment. It's your boy Joel Awesome. All right, man. We talking about Lanterns, episode 1. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know how to feel about this show. And that's how I felt about the trailer, and that's how I feel about watching the first episode. Now, there are some things that I really liked in this show, but I've already accepted I'm not gonna get a superhero. I'm not gonna get what I wanted. You could tell from the trailer, from the pictures, they're not gonna be rocking the superhero shirts. They're not gonna be rocking the uniforms. That's already an L. It's a TV show and not a movie, which is bad for the Green Lantern because he's a space cop. He's supposed to be outer space. Ring can make anything he wills it to make. And so there should be a lot of creativity, a lot of visuals, a lot of special effects is what I'm saying. And the fact that you're doing a TV show tells me the budget is too small for a Green Lantern experience. With that being said, it is HBO. Now, HBO be cooking up some shit, and I loved House of Dragons. Y'all cannot follow up House of Dragons with trash, like, at all. You know, I mean, last week it ended. This week, this shit came out. Y'all got to do the damn thing. Way the story started. Oh, yeah, spoiler alert. If you ain't watched it, I'm assuming you watched it. Save it, come back. Spoiler, we getting into it. So the way it started, you know, Hal Jordan is basically the old Lantern. He's kind of an asshole, which a lot of people had problems with. Once again, it's kind of like Supergirl and Jean Grey, and they're not true to the characters, which is true. They're not true to the characters. But I don't mind you being creative and going out of your way. I would like to get a real iteration of the characters. But, you know, what I want don't never fucking happen. So what does it matter? You know what I mean? You might as well just accept it for what it is. But, you know, I get it. They're doing their own iteration of these characters. It's a little bit different. If you want the original, nigga, go read the comic book. If you want the original, go watch the cartoon, I guess. That's not what I would have did, but that's what they're doing. And, you know, with HBO, they're cooking. It's a slow burn. It's always a slow burn. One of the things that is good about the show, or at least most of the time, is the dialogue. I think the dialogue hits a good 70-ish, 65% of the time. I like when he said, is it his last words? I couldn't understand the last two words. I couldn't tell if it was good luck or fuck. Either way, that was fun. That's a solid line. There's a couple of lines in there that were okay, but I'm like, I could tell you was trying to make it with that line, and I still don't know if I liked him like that. You know, like, the way he was talking about that girl, he's like, I think she hates you. He was like, but the way she hates me. I know that was supposed to be a solid line, but I didn't feel that much emphasis with the cop that I gave a fuck that either way. But either way, I didn't like the start of the movie. Okay, first off, the little kid's retarded at the beginning of the movie. Your daddy coming home, you're gonna get in trouble if you watching TV. He like, I gotta watch Hal Jordan sit here and talk. If he was fighting or flying around or shooting the ring, I would understand a little kid being glued to the TV. You got his first name. All he's doing is talking. Your daddy better come home and shoot you in the fucking head. And for some reason, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. But I was like, yo, turn the TV off, man. We better go Kendrick Lamar in this bit. Turn the TV off. And your older brothers are sitting there like, turn it off. You know what my older brother would have done? He would have beat my head and knocked me in the fucking head. You know what my older sister would have knocked me in the head. Ain't no way the little one get to tell you what to do. No. Yeah, so that I didn't understand that part. And then it leads into his dad, like, are you afraid? And his dad is shooting apples off his head like Johnny Appleseed. And I'm like, okay. Okay, first off, we get that he's supposed to be fearless. But a trained military sergeant, major, I'm not sure what he was, but he should know a little bit more about gun safety. He should know a little bit more about mistakes. You're shooting a gun at your son's fucking head with an apple. There's wind. There's anything could happen, bro. Like, To me, that didn't make any logical sense. Now, if your father was fucking Ra's al Ghul, you know what I mean? If your father was a killer, if your father was a Omni-Man or some shit, I would understand. But a trained U.S. military soldier is shooting apples off of his son's head? That doesn't speak gun safety to me. I get that you wanted to prove that he's not fearless, but that was retarded. I'm sorry. I was like, this is retarded. Please do not start the movie or show with this retardedness. All right. And then it gets into the thing with him in the car with Hal. I think they're having a good conversation. I do like the way they the exposition dump doesn't feel as bad and the conversations aren't boring. That's what I do like about it, even though there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of talking. There's no action, which is what I was saying. I was like, if you're doing a Green Lantern show, there's got to be a lot of action. There's got to be spectacular action. It's got to be over the top, fantastic shit. And there's just not that. You know what I mean? It's just not that. But him, you know, he gets in the car. He runs the car. Y'all saw it in the trailer. He runs the car over the cliffs. Meet me at the taco stand. Buddy gives a ring. A lights up. Cutscene. You know how it goes. I wasn't even mad at that because the show is just starting. But I'm like, come on, man. It's Moon Knight all over again. Here it goes. Cut. Let's switch it on. Let's switch it. When the action starts, we'll cut it and we'll go there like something big happened. Either way, he made bubble wrap. He saved himself. Hal Jordan gets a message, goes to Nebraska. The alien that they were tracking in Nebraska. I did like the conversation. I did like the mystery. That was cool at the football field. The alien that they're tracking, I wish they would at least told us what it was, or at least make it look like an alien. Don't tell me it's an alien that looked like a human. That's once again, budget issues. We get into the budget issues. We can't make him an alien because that costs a lot of money to make a fucking alien. Either makeup, paint, that's time and shit. I said paint. Makeup, wigs, outfit, you know, all that shit takes time and money. CGI, time and money. Fuck it. We'll say it's a human. We'll just call him an alien. They do that on a lot of TV shows. And I don't hate it, but I'm like, this is the issue with doing a Green Lantern show. You don't have the money to create all the aliens that you need to make. But I did like Hal's interrogation. I did like how he proved, like, yo, you an alien. Where Harry Potter go to school? He like, huh? Like, that's a random ass question. But yeah, you should answer that. He's like, wait, motherfucker ain't say nothing about Kelly Clarkson. He said all he know about is football. So yeah, I like the way they outed the alien. The alien just kills himself at the end. I kind of felt like that was pointless, but it did show that Hal he knows what he's doing. John Stewart, I like his portrayal of John Stewart for the most part. Like, I think John Stewart he's a very serious guy for me. You know what I mean? So his portrayal of him, like, he's not really jokey, laughing. He's kind of locked in. He's yes sir, no sir. He's super military. I think that fits. I actually think they got the character, like his portrayal of the character, correct. But the decisions that he makes does not. Why are you banging old women in the bar? That didn't seem John Stewart. You know what I mean? And I get it's rated R. They try to take it to another level, but him banging a grandma, I was just like, what? Why? You know what I mean? Why? Is this part of the character development? A married grandma. Let's get to that. He bangs a married woman. I'm like, I didn't see John Stewart as the nigga that's out here trying to get his dick wet. That's just, I'm sorry. You know, I might need to bleep some of that shit. I don't see John Stewart as the dude out here trying to bang grandmas. He's a guilt smasher. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I just like, why is this in there? This should be an action scene, motherfucker. This is what we should be seeing. Why? You know, I'm sure it has further ramifications because the dude's or her husband knew that he hit. Always good eating off another man's grill. I said, bro, don't talk to me like that. I would have been like, hey, yo, hand me the ring. I gotta handle this. That's some pause. That's just some pause shit. I gotta smack him with the ring one time. What you talking about? Always good to eat off another man's greed. Oh, what he said it. Excuse me? Nah, sir. No, it's not. So, that was that. I do like his portrayal of John Stewart. I don't understand the decisions that he's making. I guess there's some retconning, because I always thought the Green Lantern, they had their own fucking rings. Like John, I didn't think like they're sharing one ring. Like what kind of, that seems unsanitary to me. You know what I mean? Do y'all sanitize the ring? Are y'all washing your hands as you pass it? I just didn't like the fact that they're sharing the ring. The ring effects look cool. It's like a little particle dusty. I think that's a little bit different. Like it's supposed to be light. Like it's supposed to be light beams that solidify. But either way, it looks cool. I'm okay with it. They just used it for the dumbest shit. He's counterfeiting money. He's making bottle cap openers, and he used it to make a bubble to stop the explosion. Other than that, they didn't do nothing with the ring. When he flies, he doesn't light up green. It's just like, why do it? And it's a sad day that, as a superhero fan, they talk about superhero fatigue. There's no superhero fatigue, because a brother like me is always going to go superhero genre first. Shows, cartoons, movies, comic books. That's what I grew up on. That's how I've been since I was 4 or 5 years old. So at 35, I ain't gonna change. This is my genre. The issue with the superhero genre, they're trying to bring in all these casuals. So they're like, all right, we're gonna make it a completely different show, but name it Lanterns. We're gonna make it a small town murder that we need to figure out. I'm like, bro, that's not a small town murder. Green Lantern is an outer space police officer. Like it's small town, outer space. Like you don't get more contrasting, environments than that. Once again, they're gonna do a lot of character development. They're gonna do a lot of talking. I don't mind it in House of Dragons because there's some backstabbing, there's some moral debates, there's some plotting. I don't know if there's going to be as many moral debates in this. You know what I mean? Morality issues. I mean, well, maybe there are. He's banging people's fucking grandma, so maybe there is. But at the end of the day, I just don't know how to feel. There's some parts that I like. There's some parts that I hate. Some shit that I expected. And nothing that I didn't expect. I think that's the issue right there. So overall, the episode's cool. It's like a 6 out of 10. It could be better. I'm assuming if they're doing anything, like if you look at House of Dragons, right? They did a lot of talking, but when they got to the battles, which was like 2 or 3 a season, it was over the top. Same with Game of Thrones, like the battles were crazy. So I really hope there's like an episode or 2 where there's just like outer space battles going crazy for like 30 minutes of the episode. I hope we get that. If we don't, I think this show might go down the hill. The Penguin, when the Penguin started, I didn't know how to feel about it when it first started. But towards the end, as it kept going, I didn't care. And then when it got to the end, I was like, man, it's getting good. And by the time it wrapped up, you like, I get it all. It's like, I get it all. It was actually, that was a good show. Like I recommend it to people. Everybody needs to go watch it. So I don't know how Lanterns is going to end. It obviously matters what direction they're going to take it. I love the tone. I do love the tone that we're serious, we're locked in. Even the jokes and shit, Hal is still somewhat serious, even though he's dead now. And who killed him? Is he an alien that's frozen looking like Hal Jordan? I hope not. I hope he is dead, because I don't like that type of T shit. But the jury's still out. Man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Y'all let me know. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I'm out.
Don't play with my patience. Man, they gone with the flow when they trying to fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip. Ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now